Hey guys, how are you today? I hope that you're having a wonderful day today. Now in this video, I want to talk about self-destructive behaviors and how to get rid of them, okay? How to get rid of self-destructive behaviors, because I used to be someone who would engage in a ton of self-destructive behavior. I would engage in self-destructive eating behaviors, self-destructive exercising behaviors, self-destructing relationship behaviors, tons of self-destructive behaviors that actually confirmed my worthless identity. Okay, I had a sense of worthlessness. I felt worthless, unlovable. Okay, I felt very unlovable, and so I would engage in all sorts of self-destructive behaviors because that actually confirmed my identity as someone who is unlovable, as someone who deserves to destroy themselves. Okay, I was literally destroying myself. Addiction, it's a very common expression of self-destructive behavior, right? Laziness, procrastination, unhealthy diet, toxic relationships, all these things are actually subconscious ways to confirm to ourselves that we are unworthy, that we're unlovable. And I struggled with this for such a long time, okay? When I was younger, I felt so anxious, so insecure about my looks, about my personality, about my abilities, about my likability, okay? I really thought that people didn't like me whatsoever, even though there was a lot of evidence from other people telling me that, you know, people love you, or you're so loved in this community or in your class, or everybody is speaking in good ways about you. But I didn't see that. I was so obsessed with my unworthiness. I was so living in my own bubble, in my own world, that I couldn't see when people actually liked me, okay? And I suffered a lot from that because I felt the need to be loved, to be liked, but since I couldn't see it, it was as if I was constantly confirming my worthlessness, okay? And so the self-destructive behaviors confirm that belief even further, confirm that identity even, okay? Because our habits, they form our identity, okay? Our beliefs form our habits, and our habits form our identity, okay? So it's really important to address self-destructive behaviors at the roots, right? What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about yourself to be true? Okay, this is a very important question to ask yourself, because that is where the root of your self-destructive behaviors are manifested, okay? So if you can dig deep and understand the things that you believe about yourself, okay? Do you believe that you are a lovable person? Do you believe that you are a worthy person? Do you believe that you are worthy of respect and of attention from other people? Do you believe these things, or do you not? Because I used to not believe these things about myself. I used to believe that I was unworthy of attention, unworthy of respect, and therefore I didn't respect myself, and therefore I engaged in unhealthy behaviors, okay? Now, I don't only want to talk about what I used to be like, okay? Because I went through a personal transformation that helped me get rid of these self-destructive behaviors, of these activities and mindsets and beliefs that caused me to confirm my worthless identity, okay? And at some point, I came to realize this is not making me happy, and this is not leading me to have the types of experiences that I want to have in my life, which are feeling loved, feeling respected, feeling productive, feeling disciplined, feeling like I'm actually providing value to the world, okay? Feeling like I'm making a difference. These beliefs and behaviors, they don't attribute to that, even though in certain times of my life, these self-destructive behaviors cause me to gain some kind of validation from the helping perspective, you know, people being worried about me and wanting to help me out and stuff like that. And that kind of felt good in a way, even though I wasn't consciously aware that this was what was happening, okay? This kind of played into me continuing these unhealthy behaviors because people gave me attention for these self-destructive behaviors, okay? And that was actually the thing that I wanted, but I was trying to get it in ways that were not sustainable, in ways that were not healthy, all right? And so at some point, I reached a very rock bottom in my life, okay? I struggled from a severe eating disorder. I will talk about it in other videos coming soon here on the channel, because I feel like I have to share the story. But basically, I suffered from a severe eating disorder. I used to be anorexic, okay? And at some point, I had to be hospitalized because my heart was getting so weak that it would die if I didn't eat more food, okay? So they basically forced me to eat food so I gained some weight so my heart would become strong enough to sustain my life, basically, right? So that is the epitome of self-destructive behavior. I was just slowly killing myself by eating less and less and less food, okay? And then later in life, it turned into a food addiction. And then I had lots of different other addictions, sex addiction, social validation addiction, like tons of addictions, okay? Lots of self-destructive behavior that I'm not proud of at all. Like, I honestly feel a little bit embarrassed talking about this, because it's a scary thing to open up about these things, to share these things, because it puts me in some kind of vulnerable position, and it's scary, but I want to talk about these things because I think it's really important, okay? And so how did I manage to get rid of these self-destructive behaviors, okay? I started with, what do I believe about myself, and what do I want to believe about myself, okay? And take some time to reflect on this, okay? Once you're finished watching this video, take out a piece of paper or your journal, or just sit with yourself and ask yourself this question: what do I truly believe about myself? Okay? And you will uncover a lot of interesting beliefs that you might not be previously aware of, all right? So once you figure this out, then you come up with a list of beliefs you want to have about yourself, all right? What do you value, okay? What is important to you? What do you look up to? What are things that you admire in other people? Make a list of these traits, of these values, all right? And then figure out a way how you can go from what you currently believe about yourself to what you want to believe about yourself, okay? And my path, the path that I took, was, once I had these lists, once I had a clear idea of what I used to believe about myself and what I want to believe about myself, I filled that gap with action. Okay? The only difference these two beliefs make is the bridge between those two is action, taking action, okay? If you want to believe about yourself that you're a disciplined person, then you act in a disciplined manner. If you want to believe that you are a person who deserves respect, then you treat yourself with respect. You act according to your own values, okay? And this is a crucial shift, mindset shift that I made, is that, okay, I can try to think my way out of this, but that's not gonna happen, because your subconscious doesn't communicate in thoughts, okay? Your subconscious communicates in actions, in energies, okay? So these things are crucial to understand, because you can only close the gap between what you currently believe about yourself and what you want to believe about yourself by taking the right actions, okay? Now, coming up with actions that you actually feel capable of can be a challenge, all right? I had to start with the lowest possible action I could take, okay? At some point, I was so tired and so exhausted and so depressed that I could barely get out of bed, all right? So the first step for me to take was then get out of bed and maybe walk around in my room for 5 minutes and then go lay down back in my bed, okay? That was the smallest step I could take, but that showed me, that proved me that I was a person who was able to take action, okay? To step up for myself and to actually put in some kind of effort to improve my life, right? That can then confirm the belief that you are able to grow out of this, that you can make improvements that will actually eventually end up changing your life, right? This is very important to understand, that you can make changes to your life, you can adapt, you can grow, and you can actually become the person you want to be. The only thing that you need to do is put in the time and the effort, okay? And it starts with respecting yourself. It starts with knowing what you value in life, okay? I am sure that right now, if you're feeling unproductive or you're feeling like you're struggling with destructive behaviors, deep down, you know you're capable of more, you know you deserve more, you know you have more to offer to the world. All these things are already within you. You know that this is true. Okay, you simply are not 100% convinced. The proof is not there yet, because you're continuing to engage in these self-destructive behaviors, which confirm your old identity, okay? But you can make a new identity for yourself. At any point in your life, you can decide to create a completely new identity for yourself. And you can do that today, okay? And it starts with these small steps, okay? Small steps taken daily will become habits, will become eventually your identity. This is something that took me a long time to understand, but I want to share this with you, because this is the core of how I got rid of my self-destructive behaviors, okay? And sometimes, of course, I still engage in self-destructive behaviors. It's not like you should completely cut out every bad behavior that you previously engaged in, although that might be the goal. At least for me, that's the goal. I don't want to, drink myself until I'm blacked out. I don't want to stuff my face with tons of junk food that doesn't amount to anything. I don't want to lose myself in sexual relationships with people. These are things that I learned will not cause me to feel happy in the long term, okay? Usually, when you engage in a self-destructive behavior, you either feel very guilty afterwards, or you feel disgusted, or you feel depressed, or you feel sad. It doesn't charge your batteries, okay? It exhausts you, it drains you, okay? These self-destructive behaviors are self-evidently called self-destructive because they in fact do destroy your self-confidence, your health, okay? These are not good, okay? And it can be comfortable to engage in these behaviors because you know the consequences, okay? You know that these consequences are going to feel awful. And in a way, it is giving you some sense of control. That's what it did for me, okay? I knew if I engage in this behavior at some level, I knew that I was going to feel shit about myself, okay? But that is a very, easy way to control your life because you can kind of predict how you're going to feel. You're going to feel shit, okay? And that gives some kind of sense of control. And for me, it was very important because I felt very not in control of my life at many stages, especially when I was a teenager. I felt completely overwhelmed and I didn't feel like I had control over my emotions and other people's behaviors. And you will almost never have control over other people's behaviors, and if you do, it's probably forcefully, and that is going to breed resentment. So that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is work on your mindsets. It's work on your daily habits, your beliefs about yourself, and you want to back these up. You want to back up the new beliefs with actual proof, actual action, and start small, okay? The first step for me was to really understand that, hey, I can make a change. I can decide to get out of bed and go for a little walk. I can decide to open my computer and start writing 100 words in my journal. I can decide to sit down and meditate for 5 minutes, 1 minute, okay? And that made me feel a sense of accomplishment, okay? And the next day I would try maybe 2 minutes and 150 words. And the next week, 5 minutes of meditation, 300 words, whatever works for you, whatever pace works for you, that is the pace you should aim for, okay? 1 beats the shit out of 0. So even if you take one small step, if you compound that over the year, you will make a massive leap in your personal development, okay? So this is the mindset framework that you need to implement if you want to get rid of self-destructive behaviors, all right? Now, the second thing that was crucial to my personal transformation to get rid of these self-destructive behaviors is replacing the unhealthy behaviors with new empowering behaviors, okay? New behaviors that lead you to become the person you want to be, the person that you listed out with your values and the things that you admire in others, okay? That's a great way to gauge what you value in life, okay? If you look at your best friends or celebrities or whoever it may be, philosophers, great public figures that embody certain qualities, usually they give a good sense of what you value in people and what you would value in yourself, okay? Because we as humans, we are so actually close-minded in a way about ourselves. We project onto others so often. I do this all the time, okay? When I feel jealous, it's a projection of my own insecurity. When I feel anger, it's a projection of my own sense of loss of control. Like, it's always something that is happening within me most of the time, all right? So it's also, you can use it in a positive frame where you look towards others to get a clearer understanding of what you value in life, okay? So you want to replace the self-destructive behaviors with new, healthy, empowering ones, okay? And you don't want to go like drastically all in. You can if you want. In certain cases, it was like this for me once I made the shift in mindset, okay? All of a sudden, I just shift completely and I deleted a lot of the self-destructive behaviors that I was engaging in, like not eating, okay? At some point, I made the mindset shift to start eating and to actually start working out and to work on my body and to grow stronger, okay? Because I was sick and tired of being so skinny and weak. I was so sick and tired of that. So it happened like in an instant, okay? And like I said earlier, I will talk about this in other videos. But so you want to find things that you can replace the old self-destructive behaviors with, okay? And Pick ones that you feel able to do. Don't shoot immediately for like 5 hours of productive work each day when you can barely get out of bed, right? That is unrealistic, and it will keep you stuck in your victim mentality, in this weak spot, okay? I used to feel incredibly weak. I used to feel like I had no control, but then I came to realize I do have control, and you have control. You can change your life. You can change your unhealthy habits. You can change your self-destructive behaviors, but it starts with small steps, okay? Pick the things that you see yourself able doing. The smallest thing you can think of, and then commit to doing that every day, okay? Try to commit to do it every single day, at least one thing, okay? And this will compound over time. And the more confidence you gain in your ability to actually change your behaviors, okay, the more you will start to build proof that you can in fact move from your limiting self-beliefs to your empowering, more higher value self-beliefs, okay? And it works both ways, okay? So you want to come up with the identity that you want to be, and then you want to start acting as if you were already that person. And then you will gain more and more and more proof that you actually are that person. So another tip that I like to use for myself is sometimes write down the proof of me being disciplined, the proof of me being committed, the proof of me being strong, the proof of me respecting myself, okay? I will write down the things that I did, exactly the things that I did that prove that I am this type of person, okay? One of the things that I like to write down is I create 1 video per day. This is proof that I'm committed, that I can come up with the discipline that's necessary in order for me to do this, all right? I can write down the proof that I respect myself. I set a boundary with someone that I cared about that was crossing my boundary. This is proving to yourself that you respect yourself, okay? Healthy personal boundaries. These are crucial if you want to maintain a healthy sense of self, okay? So to wrap it up, I know it was a lot of information to take in. Feel free to pause the video, go back to the parts that were interesting to you, but I want to, stress how important it is to really take your mindset seriously, to understand that this is the #1 factor that will decide whether you will be able to get rid of your self-destructive behaviors. Your mental health is the #1 thing that will lead you to actually improve your life, okay? Because if you don't work on improving your mental health, and I know that maybe a lot of you guys will just click right away once I start talking about mental health, but I think it's really important to talk about this because this is the basis of everything, okay? Working on improving your mental health, doing research, learning a lot about this stuff, okay? One of the courses that I definitely recommend is the Science of Well-Being. It's really, really interesting, and you will learn a lot about how you mispredict what is going to make you happy and how you can start to implement things that are actually improving your well-being, right? And those also align with your higher values. I figured out a lot of things that align with my personal higher values that I can do that are actually increasing my well-being. And it's fantastic the impact it has on my life and the people I share this with. So I wanted to share this with you as well because I truly believe that it will make a massive difference in your life. And that is how you can get rid of your self-destructive behaviors, okay? So I'm actually really curious to learn more about what kind of self-destructive behaviors you are currently engaging in and what you would like to do to change that. What would be one simple action you could do today to change your behaviors just a little bit to make a small improvement? So please feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I want to help you, so if I can give you some advice on your personal situation, I will definitely do that. And I want to thank you for your attention, and I hope that this video was helpful. And as always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.